The FBI has succeeded in cracking into the cell phone of the male assailant in the San Bernardino attacks roughly 3 months ago, that took place back in December. And as a result, the FBI has decided to drop their case against Apple, which is, in my opinion, good because there seemed to be no way of anything beneficial to anyone coming out of that. You sue Apple, and what does that do? What good does that have on not just society but on products in general? You're going to have this major developer mixed in with this legal issue that I really don't think would just do more harm than good, and I think consumers would in some way suffer from it. I kind of have a bias towards Apple. I use a lot of their products, and I generally have a favorable view of the company. So I really can't judge this situation with any level of accuracy or just non-bias, because I have that in spades when it comes to Apple. Just more of a family history with it more than anything else, of just buying their products and using them and being generally satisfied with what they create. So again, that's just how I feel about that whole debacle. But on the issue of cracking the cell phone and what it does and why this whole situation kind of bothered me, and I never really thought to address it until this video, which is why I'm going to use this as a platform to express my whole opinions on everything, with the exception of the San Bernardino attacks themselves. I think I've stated before I thought they were deplorable, but I want to get into the main topic of why this investigation is so just befuddling. Now, they're seeking to use this cell phone that they've cracked into as a method of learning about the perpetrators after their deaths. And again, I understand with most cases they have these inquiries after something has happened, or after someone has died, or after some major event has taken place. But there's a part of me that really believes that when you wait until the last minute or wait until afterward to really look at something seriously, there's something lost. And what we lost were lives the day this mass killing took place. And I'm in no way saying they shouldn't have questions or people shouldn't look into their past. They should, but to sue a major company after it, in my opinion, truthfully tells, at worst, they just didn't want to get involved with it. And I honestly can't say I blame them. I mean, asking questions about this stuff won't bring these people back to life. Well, the best way the way I'm trying to convey this is that while I have no issue with asking questions, I think there are methods that were being taken, which again I'm going to apply specifically to this innate desire to get into the phone, that I really didn't see as beneficial in the grand scheme of things. And in saying that, I really believe that they would have been better off if they focused more on interviewing people who were close to the couple. I think they interviewed the father of the male assailant a few months back, and he declined to have an interview, so there's that. You obviously have had people who've made comments outside of this, but there's a problem when we live in a society where we're willing to sue this company over the actions of two people that were unrelated, apart from using a cellular device that the company created with no prior knowledge of who was getting their hands on it. And again, I'm not trying to say there shouldn't be an inquiry. I really do not want that to be the message that is taken away from this video, but I am implying that you can only do so much without a conflict of interest, and when you have that conflict of interest, you should try to compromise as opposed to starting a legal battle with a company that, again, had nothing to do with it. Apple had no, as Ted Cruz would say, dog in the fight when it came to this. And I'm only smiling because it was political, and I really was trying to stay apolitical during this, but here goes. They had no dog in the fight with this couple, and I just don't see where one can place blame on them for this whole event. And that's not to say that anyone is, but I really think in trying to get them to crack this phone so much, they're placing this responsibility on them that really isn't theirs. Now, if they can assist, they should assist, or they should do anything out of the goodness of their heart and try to make sure more of these types of events don't occur. But we've seen just over this past cycle of post-mortem investigation into this case that Apple has been reluctant to get involved. And I honestly believe that is due to the fact that they really believe they can't crack the phone, or they couldn't crack the phone. I try to assume the best in most people, and sure enough, I didn't want to have a negative impression of Apple because of what someone said they were doing as a collective company. But I want to take their side on this and say that they were telling the truth, and they honestly could not crack this phone. Now, you could present the argument that, oh, well, the FBI was able to. And the FBI, yes, they were able to, and I'm glad that they were accurate in being able to crack the code. But I honestly believe that Apple would not go to such extremes, willing to take a court case from, again, the FBI, if they honestly knew they could crack this phone. I don't see. Apple just doesn't strike me as that kind of company where they're going to go above and beyond to not get involved. This isn't a case of diffusion of responsibility, obviously, because there are really no witnesses to the purchasing of this phone. I'm just trying to apply what I've learned in psychology to this video. But there's a problem when you have, again, that type of behavior, that mentality that you must get involved or else you're going to face repercussions. You're putting the company that made that cell phone on trial. And I understand the FBI has a good intent with wanting to pursue any method to furthering the knowledge on this case that this type of thing doesn't happen again. I applaud them for continuously seeking to crack this phone, and they did. That should be applauded. But let's not forget, they tried to take this company to court, and I really believe they were out of line in doing that. And I think Apple was trying to speak with sincerity as a whole. And I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, so be it, but that's just how I feel. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.